UFC Fight Night main card predictions. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna skip the very first fight of the main card because I have like absolutely no clue who these guys are. So I'm gonna put in another fight that I do know about, which I don't know how it's one of the first fights of the whole card. And that fight is Trayshawn Gore versus Antonio Tricoli. I believe Antonio Tricoli's debut in the UFC was against Sharo Magomedov, which I mean he got fucked, But for a UFC debut, I mean, Dana just fed him to the Lions. I ain't gonna lie. But then again, I mean, that fight was on short notice, so I mean, you can't blame the guy, But either way, full camp, short notice, I think Charles would have still messed him up, so it didn't really matter. But he didn't look bad. I mean, he is tall, he has the length, his striking's not bad. So, since now he has a contract with the UFC, Dana's going to see what he has. And I think he's also dating Mackenzie Dern. And Trayshawn Gore, I watched him since the UFC tough season. I think it was Volkanovski and Ortega. And he did pretty good. I think he almost won the whole entire thing, and he ended up losing in the finals. So he's not a bad fighter. I mean, I feel like he just won a one-trick pony. He's not really dynamic, very versatile all around. He's just like a power puncher, If he gets his wrestling up, his grappling, he'll be good. But his power is low-key insane. He's 5-2. I mean, he's still, not a rookie, but he's still getting to the game. He's not bad. It's going to be a good fight. But I really do have Trayshawn Gore winning, I think, by KO. I think he just, sleeps this guy. Antonio Tricoli, like, he has good distance. His striking's not bad, but I feel like his chin's a little bit iffy. And he's coming off a loss, too. Coming off a loss is, I mean, like, you're already off, with the bad momentum, And Trayshawn Gore's coming off a win, so he's kind of getting that energy back that he had before tough. And I think he wins this fight by KO. So that means how I got Trayshawn Gore. Second fight we got Luana Pinheiro versus Gillian Robinson. So I don't know too much about these girls. I mean, I'm gonna keep it short and quick. But I know the redhead girl, Gillian, beat Watson. And I think also this girl too. Other than that, they haven't really beat nobody. I mean, they have a bunch of losses on the record. So I could really not care about this fight, but I'm gonna go with Gillian Robertson. Third fight we got Gerald Mishrat versus Renier de Ridder. So I heard this de Ridder guy was a former champion, won championship, which is pretty pretty good, pretty impressive. So I mean, this is his UFC debut, so if he wins, and kind of got a little hype. Gerald's not a bad fighter. It's just like I said, I feel like he's also a one-trick pony. Like, he's just really good at jiu-jitsu, and his submission game is crazy. But other than that, like, he can't do nothing else. I mean, his fight against Hamza was just, I mean, come on, that was ridiculous. But I mean, like, I can see Gerald catching this guy in submission, choking him out, and just ending his hype. But I can also see de Ridder just going through him, giving a name to himself and showing the middleweight division, who's champ. So with that being said, I got Renier de Ridder. Co-main event we got Ricky Turcios versus Bernardo Sopac. So Ricky Turcios, I mean, I know him from, like I said, from the tough season with Ortega and Volkanovski, and like, he looked good. Like, he didn't look bad. Like, he's not a bad fighter, but I feel like his momentum's gonna go down ever since his last fight when he fought Raul Rosas Jr. And I feel like, like, looking to like a 18-year-old, like, just kills your momentum, you know what I'm saying? And especially after that fight, like, he looked very, very pissed. Like, he's like, damn, I just lost to a fucking kid. Which, I mean, it is crazy. I mean, I'll be pissed too, you know what I'm saying? He's not a bad fighter. I mean, like I said, I've seen him fighting tough, and like, he has pretty solid hands, pretty good wrestling, jiu-jitsu's alright. Like, he's a pretty much, all-around good fighter. Now, Bernardo Sopac, I don't know too much about him. I think he's pretty new to the UFC. He's 11-3, but he's coming off a loss. So I don't know too much about him. I'm not gonna lie to you. But looking at the odds, he's a huge favorite. He's minus 355. So this is a tricky fight, like I said. But Ricky Turcios, he's coming off a loss, man. Especially off of Raul Rosas Jr.'s hype train, and I feel like his confidence is gonna go down, and this is just not his fight. But with that being said, I got Bernardo Sopac. Now for the main event, we got Neil Magny versus Carlos Prates. Now this is gonna be a banger fight. This is gonna be a really slept on fight. Neil Magny, I know he's old, he's a veteran, but bro, like, I mean, I watched him for a while, like, I knew he's been part of the game for a while, but I never knew how deep his resume was and like who he fought. Like, it's just crazy how deep his resume is. So let me name a couple fighters he's fought in the past that have a pretty no name. So he's a loss to Damian Maia, a win over Kelvin Gastelum, a win over Johnny Hendricks, a loss to Rafael Dos Anjos, a win over Carlos Condit, Craig White, Honza Minio, Lee Jingling, Robbie Lawler, Michael Chiesa, Jeff Neal, Max Griffin, Shavkat, Daniel Rodriguez, Gilbert Burns, Ian Gary, Mike Mallet, Michael Morales. That's a pretty solid resume, bro. And all his losses are to top tier fighters like Damian Maia. Come on, Rafael Dos Anjos back when he was like champ status, 2017. Shavkat, bro, come on, these are all future champs. Burns, Ian Gary, Michael Morales on the come up, bro. He has 12 losses, but those are those are solid dudes he lost to, you know what I'm saying? And he has wins over Kelvin Gastelum, Johnny Hendricks, Carlos Condit. Like, bro, you can't count Neil Magny out of this fight at all. But this is a different story, I'm not gonna lie to you. Carlos Prates is a fucking dangerous fighter, bro. He has some solid ass hands. So Carlos Prates last fight against Li Jingling, I'm like, oh man, I feel bad for Lee, bro. I really wanted him to start that fight, bro. Like, he just embarrassed, like, literally flat out embarrassed him. Like, that was bad. So right now he's on a crazy run. He has a lot of momentum, especially after that last fight. He gained a bunch of fans. Joe Rogan loves that guy. Daniel Cormier, like, everybody loves this guy now, bro. I really have him winning. I mean, he's minus 600 favorite. Like I said, you can't count Neil Magny out. Neil Magny is fifth and it's 5 rounds, so he weathered the storm, and he was just, try to end it 4th, 5th round and just, win those late rounds. I won't say 50-50, but I'll give it like an 80-20% type of fight. Carlos Prates, I felt like gonna knock him out pretty easily. TKO. Don't be surprised if Neil Magny pulls off like a choke at the end or a TKO or even a freaking split decision. Lose the first 2 rounds and then win the last 3. Don't be surprised if that happens too. But I mean, I have Carlos Prates winning. So with that being said, give me Carlos Prates. That's pretty much it for this fight night prediction. I'm going to have another video out soon today about boxing, not actually MMA, boxing, about the Boots in this fight and the Bam Rodriguez. So stay tuned with that. But that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed the video, please like, sub, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace out.